So welcome, and Jason, if you want to take it away.
Sure. Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Jason Trey. I'm the Executive Director of the Syracuse Regional Airport Authority. And what we have today for you all is the Department of Aviation budget. And as you probably have seen, the budget for this year is zero. Because as of February of this year, the last city employee retired. And so now all of the staff at the airport are now full airport authority staff.
Mm-hmm. So this will be your last year coming here for this?
I believe so, unless, I believe in the charter, or city charter, there's a Department of Aviation, so I don't know if this is something that has to happen on an annual basis, but as of now, yeah, the airport
steam
authority
fitter is gone?
Excuse me?
You had one steam fitter, he's gone?
Yep, he retired in February.
Oh, wow. So see?
But you still need, like, bonding wise, you still have to, anything over $10 million, you still have to.
Yeah, we still have
approve
a,
of the
yes,
council.
absolutely.
Right.
That's all still part of the, our enabling of legislation. Yep. But as far as staff at the airport, there is no longer any city staff at the airport.
Did you want him to discuss the bonding, or you good? Yeah, for the
If you
public.
could elaborate on the bonding and what that looks like, and
Sure. I will take first stab at it, and then Robin Watkins is here. She's our CFO. Can probably answer any of the more technical questions. But earlier this year, the airport did go out to the rating agencies and get rated. And then we did our first debt issuance, and it was a refinancing. So the $35 million worth of bonds that were part of the city's budget are now all on the books for the airport authority. So that has been completely moved over, and now we are the proud owners of debt.
What's your bond rating? What's your bond rating?
We got two ratings.
Ratings were at Moody's and Fitch.
you can stand right up at the microphone if you don't mind, for the viewers out there in the cloud.
You can pull it
You
down.
can pull it down.
We have two ratings, one from Moody's and one from Fitch, and we're double BA and double A with the other one. So we were investment grade for our first time out, so we were very happy with that.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good. I want to ask about the parking.
I knew that was coming. Absolutely.
I asked them in the hallway,
I
so
know.
good, ask
A
again,
hot
sorry.
topic for the airport.
Yeah, it's a very hot topic, because if you follow the news, they're basically saying that if you're traveling this week, there is no parking for you. So, I know you guys are looking to do another parking lot.
Yeah, so let me go ahead and address the whole situation. So as of today, the open lot was reservation only. The overflow lot is open. It opened actually at 8:30 this morning with more than enough capacity, and there's plenty of parking in the parking deck. We also have what is now our employee lot, which is about 470 spaces. In the event that we fill our overflow lot, we have created a temporary lot where the employees will move over to, and those additional 470 spots will be available to the public. It's an increase of 10% in parking spaces at the airport. So we have plenty of parking at the airport.
Okay, so you're not looking to build new parking?
We are.
Right, I thought I heard.
Yes.
I heard
So
that.
that is coming. So we are looking at a full new landside redevelopment plan for the airport. That will, because the parking deck is 37 years old, so we're going to have to replace the parking deck, move the rental cars into what's called the Consolidated Rental Car Center. And that will increase. Right now at our airport, we have about 4,500 total public spaces. We'll be taking that to about 5,400, which according to our modeling is enough parking to get us through 2040.
Okay. That's all I have.
I don't know if you want to talk a little bit about, it's probably not specific to this, but how great the airport is doing, and how, competitive we finally are with fares, and how many flights we have going out and directs.
Sure, yeah. So the airport is continuing to add carriers and add capacity. As of March of this year, we are back to our 2019 passenger levels. Why that's important is 2019 was a record year for us, of 3 decades record in terms of growth. So in the last couple of years, we've added the Southwest Airlines flight. We've added Miami on American. We've added Dallas-Fort Worth on American. We are announcing, or we've already announced, and it will be starting on June 10th, Breeze Airways, nonstop service to Charleston and Las Vegas. We've also, Raleigh-Durham has come back on Frontier. Southwest announced Tampa. So we have a lot of great new service coming into the market. In addition to that, one of the initiatives that we have is really starting to have the airport represent the community that it serves. So we're really starting to bring local into the airport. So you're starting to see we have an art program that's a local We did it with a lot of the schools. We have a poetry program. We have a music program. And then in terms of our vendor options at the airport, we're starting to bring in a lot of local products. So one of the hot sellers right now is Dinosaur Barbecue is on sale. Battle Tested Barbecue Sauce, these are the two ones. Tate's Cookies, we have a whole list of things that are local that we're now offering in the airport.
Because there's a lot of, if you do a little more digging, you'll find there's a lot of local people in the area, like we have Praise Bakery, they just got a job with Target, so you might want to think about them.
All right.
We have Keegan's Treats, we have Who Wants Smoke, we have a whole bunch of vendors in the city of Syracuse. But let me just go back, JetBlue, they're going through some problems right now. How is that gonna affect our airport?
Not really. We've had, a couple days ago, we had a few cancellations from them to, I believe it was Boston and JFK. But as an overall impact, it's very minimal for our airport.
Because who's trying to eat them? JetBlue and Spirit, who's trying to eat who? Somebody's trying to eat.
So you got you've got two carriers trying to eat Spirit, and that's JetBlue and Frontier.
Okay.
We don't have Spirit at this airport. We only have Frontier. So that's the two who are battling right now for control of that airline. They both have offers out to buy it.
Okay, and this is my last question for the day. International flights.
Yes.
How are you looking at, because reality, if I want to take an international flight, I'd probably drive to New York City and save $1,200. So how are you guys looking at the international flights?
So we are. So there's two things that we're doing right now. So first off, with the addition of the DFW hub, you can get to any major international destination with a single stop out of Syracuse now. So that's a huge win from a community standpoint. We can get anywhere with a connection. Going to the nonstop option, which is I think where your question's pointing.
Not really, just cheaper than $2,000 to go international.
Yeah, no, it's not cheap right now, especially going transatlantic. So we have had interest in the past with charters doing seasonal service to Mexico, the Caribbean, South and Central America. We are working to build a brand new FIS, so customs facility at the airport. When that comes online, that then allows us to handle the passenger aircraft for international flights. So we may see some charters in the market in the next 3-4 years. As far as scheduled service, that really depends. You got some new airplanes that have come online that make Europe an actual option for an airport like Syracuse because of the number of seats in the plane. But right now, we don't have any long-term plans for scheduled international service. It would be very difficult for a market like Syracuse.
Okay. Yeah.
Question?
Working on it.
Where are you trying to go?
This is our city auditor, folks.
Jason, I've talked to you. I'm Nader Maroon. I'm the city auditor. Yep. So first I want to say thank you. I served on the council twice, my last being 2010 through 2017. So I had been asking during those 8 years and subsequent 4 years to see that the airport authority would report out their financials and their audit on time so that the city council could then receive the external audit by December end in advance of the mid-year transfer and the budget that's presented by the administration. For the past 12 years, it has been the internal audit was not available until March 31st, the federal filing date. So credit to you and your staff for getting that on time. And Robin, I'm sure, so I should thank you for that.
Robin is the rock star.
It's a girl, it's a girl.
Right. Girl power.
No argument here. I have 5 sisters and 7 aunts, a mother and 2 grandmothers. So I understand the woman's role. So thank you kindly for that. 2 questions. One, personally, I still don't understand why you moved from Florida to Syracuse, but I'm glad that you did. Unless you become a Yankee fan and not a Marlins. Third one is that in past presentations, the council has received the in-plane and deplane information. I think that would be beneficial for the councilors to receive that. It was a report that was available. And then there was also something, I don't remember exactly what it was called at this point in time, relative to the commercial aspect of what was coming into the airport, commercial activity. And that was, I think, germane to the fact that when we went from the Syracuse Hancock International Airport to the Regional Airport Authority, the idea being that it was expansive in terms of involvement from a business standpoint, both commercial as well as individual. And so any information that you could provide for that, I think would be helpful. And lastly, just as an observation, as somebody who would, well, you mentioned Frontier and JetBlue trying to acquire Spirit. I don't think the Justice Department, Federal Justice Department, is going to allow either one personally, so I don't think that's going to change. But in terms of the parking that the President raised, I think that some more publicity about that you all could produce to put out on public airwaves about the parking would help. I hear it and get calls about it myself, so I would just encourage that.
Okay, absolutely.
Thank you.
That's what we've been doing, is putting it out a couple times a day on social media and trying to get it out as fast as we can with the current information on all the parking. But once we get a final concept on the new parking, we will be doing obviously a presentation on it, obviously bringing it, because it will be a significant project, obviously having to bring it back, to your point, to council to approve. So once we get that, we'll bring that to everybody to see.
The more that we can do to promote that, I mean, from anybody who's lived outside of the confines of the Syracuse area, particularly in the northern counties and southern counties, to come here, they're all, the perception, as President was just raising, you have to drive to New York, or you drive to Rochester, or you drive to Buffalo. We've lived with that. It's time that ends, and realize what an asset that we have here. And with expanded airlines coming in and travel, I think that we would see more of that activity here, which helps the whole area economically. So,
Absolutely.
thank you very much.
No problem.
And just a trip back in time, Nader was on the council. I think Councilor Hudson was, or President Hudson was, and I was the chair of the Aviation Committee, and that was basically, the authority was a product of the council. The administration put forward, and then we had to put it together. And it's night and day since the authority came into creation. As far as we became a city where it's a pleasure to fly out of and fly into.
Yeah.
So congratulations to everybody, really. Yeah. To dear old
Canada.
Ireland, if you could.
Oh yeah, working on it.
Okay, good.
And just let me say this, on behalf of the council, we like ribbon cuttings too,
All right.
because we kind of got missed on those ribbon cuttings.
Okay.
We weren't invited.
That's why I said we like them too.
All right. We can correct that. That's easy. All right. Absolutely.
One last thing,
Sure.
I just want to say that the military courtesy room is really great.
Yep.
And every time I leave the airport, I look at it and it just kind of warms my heart, especially during these crazy times. And, so I really love that. Thank you. And I'm not a military veteran or anything, but I just really respect that. So
Yeah, absolutely. And we actually have a plan to actually expand the military offerings at the airport. So that's another part of our expansion that's coming.
super.
Absolutely.
Any other questions or comments?
Good job, Councilor Schultz.
First one.
Thanks. Thanks for being a shining star and making it a lot easier for me.
No
too.
problem.
And you, thank you for the audit and the delivery. Thanks for everything. Okay, this meeting is officially adjourned. President Hudson, do you want to confirm?
WCNY